So we'll go in here. And it's 1 o'clock, so let's start. Can you see me if I'm over here? Okay. The demo today is going to be on this brand new Kreg jig. This is the 720 series. This is going to be their flagship. Because of this jig, they're phasing out the K4s and the K5s. So after a while, this will be the one that you want to get. Another one, and they also have a 300 series, and this is the 520 series. This is just a hand clamp that comes in here, so I can take my wood and grab it in here. Now, this doesn't come with dust collection, and this one I'm holding it here. There's no clamping place that I can clamp this on here, but it's quick and easy. And if I was going to go around a big piece of plywood, this is not too bad. I can also move the handle so it's comfortable wherever I'm going. Let's talk about these things. The biggest difference in this versus the old K4 and K5s is the size. This has got steel all the way through here, so this won't flex and bend. The K4s and the K5s really had to be mounted on something. You really couldn't clamp them down. My K4 and K5 is on a big board like that, screwed in place. And anytime I want to use it, I got to take out the great big board, put it down, and then when I'm done, I got to find a place to put the great big board that's out of the way. This, I don't have that problem. This, I can put it in one of my bench drawers, and it's out of the way when I need it. It pops back up. This is self-adjusting, so I can use anywhere from 1/2 inch to 1.5 inch stock, and it will climb here automatically. So I can take this, no problem. Assuming this is 1.5 inch, which it should be, because they're both 3/4 inch. So whatever the thickness of the wood, this adjusts. What you're talking about, this is what the factory sets as far as clamping pressure, so this doesn't move. If you're happy with that, don't change it. If it's too hard, this is the little mark right here that's hard to see. That's what's adjusted to. If you move the minus up here, it will be looser. If you move the plus down to this, it'll be tighter. I haven't felt the need. I've moved them all the positions around, and I put it right back to the middle because it works really good. Other things you're getting with this. This does something that none of the other ones do. I can do this. And I'll show you why that's important in a minute. Nice big pad here. It won't mar the wood. And it will hold it nice and tight, won't let it wiggle. I can take this piece off right here, just by pressing this in. And this is what I get. They make one for smaller holes, for the smaller boxes, and the one bigger holes to do the plugs. And it just fits right in here, just like this. If you look at the bottom, see this little piece right there? Yeah. Okay. This little thing right there just goes right in there. And once you get in there, just push this in. There we go. Just like that. Again, great to behold. What I like about it is this. Before with the K4 and K5s, you had to have little separate things to put your stuff in. The K5, to get the proper depth for this collar, there's a little plastic piece that you put into it and then put the drill through and then adjust it accordingly. If you ever lost that spacer, you're kind of foobarred as far as adjusting the collar correctly. This allows me to adjust the collar. Now they did something new with this one. And they also give you this tool right here that you can just keep right here. Everything's right together. For these, you can preset these up and just grab them as you need them. Or if you just had the one, just slide it up and down. Now this little thing here, this is what you measure the thickness of the stock with, okay? So I bring this up here and I'm looking down. This tells me I'm at 3/4. Okay? So 3/4, I'm good to go. Right size screw for 3/4, an inch and 1/4 screw. But suppose it's 7/8 of an inch. I make that on deck chairs. Of the wood is 7/8 of an inch thick. I want it as thick as I can get it. 7/8 thick is going to be out here in this mystery land with the book. Okay? So what does this mean? According to Kreg, is somewhere in this zone. What you want to do is use it. When you slam it in, you're just going to change the screw to 1 1/2. So 1 1/4 here, 1 1/2 here, and then up here, the 1 1/2 up here. Now you're using it just like the 2 and 5. So Kreg has got a little chart that tells you the thickness of the wood, the size screw that you're going to need. But this is just so you know, when I see that anywhere in here, it's an 1 1/2 screw. Okay? So, how do we use this thing? Comes out of the box just like this. To use this, I need to clamp it down. I've already showed you the one type of clamp. And I got to do this because I'm forever putting stuff down and walking away. So it keeps me in a good habit. So I want to use this now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up here and I'm going to use this clamp that comes with Kreg. This goes right in here. Tighten it up. Now this thing is locked in place, ready to go. You can see what I did with this piece of wood. This is called Red Heart. See on the line right there? Okay. What I did is I stuck this down so I knew where this jig was going to be when I closed it. So just like this. And I made the line. Now, if I take, this is 1 3/4 width. So basically 7/8 of an inch is the halfway point. So I made a mark at 7/8. Now, if you come up here and look, these lines here are the center of these holes, okay? This line here is the center between these two holes. This line here is the center between these two holes. And this line here is the center between these two holes. This one here is the center between these. This one here, center between these. This one here is the center between these. So depending on what you want to do. So this is the center. This is the smaller of the ones. So I put it in here, bring this down, try to see in this dark wood. So there's the mark, there's the centerpiece right there. So locked in place. Okay? Now, one of the things this has that I really, really like is this has got the best dust collection of any of them. And the dust collection is this little piece right here. It goes in either side, it doesn't matter. If you had a bigger shop vac, then this is the adapter. This goes on this, and the big shop vac fits here. So this comes with it. And if you've got a smaller one like this or a fest tool, this just clips right in here like that. And now we're ready for dust collection. Let me turn this puppy on here. Best collection in the world. Get it out, just put your finger here and just push it out. Out she comes. Okay. So, there's our pocket holes. And if we want to use the pocket holes, yeah, I should have something with the same thickness, but I don't, so we'll persevere. But this is how we would just lock this in place. And normally you're going to come in here with a clamp. These are the 1¼ inch screws. I mean, yeah, 1¼ inch, which is what you want for this. Come on. Should have made them the same size. And then this one up a little bit more. Knock down furniture, you can't glue them in. But normally what you want to do is use the glue to hold the piece together, and the screw is a clamp.
Right.
When the glue dries, now the screw becomes the rebar.
Right.
What makes this thing oval over time is what expands and contracts. The glue's going to lock everything in place, so that won't happen. And this is going to take all the pressure off the glue.
If you got long grain here and long grain here,
Right.
with the glue, it ain't gonna.
Right. Most wood glues are water-based.
Yeah.
Wood is designed to take water from the end grain and take it right through. So the first thing it's going to do when you push together is it's going to take all the glue out of the joint.
Right.
What you really need to, and since PVA glue doesn't stick to itself, what you'd have to do without this is put a thin coat on, give it 30 seconds, and it'll just disappear in front of your eyes. Put a second coat on, then boom, go. You give them the first coat so it takes it out, and put a little second coat on, but it's got to be within a minute or two, because if it starts skimming over, it won't stick to itself. And there you go. You can do all kinds of neat stuff with this. You can make tables and hold it together with pocket screws. Now, there's a screw under this that you can't see. You always want to put in 2 screws. One's a pivot point, 2 is going to lock it in place. Okay? And here you got it here. I like to show these. These are just simple things like what we just did. Remember I talked about the thing to make the plugs?
Yeah.
Contrasting plugs, but look at this.
Yeah.
The plugs disappear. Plugs disappear.
Yeah.
So, and this is what the pocket screw is doing inside the joint.
Right.
So this will allow you to make stuff that really you can't tell there's pocket screws there. Or yeah, then you can actually show it off. So yeah, it works out really good. So what else can we do with it? One thing that this does that the other old ones didn't do, this makes plywood if you're going to work on carcasses or something like that. So if I want to use this piece of plywood here, I've got to do stuff like this. And if it's even bigger and wider, it starts to become problematical with moving this around, especially if I want to come over here and do something. So what they allow you to do is this. These little things right here, it's called the docking station. They're also full storage ports and allow us to do other things with it. But one of the neat things about these, and they come separate or you can get them in the Pro, I can flip this over this way. I can still clamp it down this way. Okay, now I can take my plywood, I could put it in here, and I could just set these right underneath it. Now I can move this over. Now if I wanted to, it makes it much easier to drill this for plywood standing over here, and I can just slide this around the table as I need. Big wide piece, all you need is a wider table, and you here and just move it like crazy. These things will keep it at the right height, and you're good to go. Other neat things you can do with this. These come with these little things right here that clip into this hinge. Okay? See where the cutout is here? I can put that in there on the cutout. I can put this on the cutout. If I want to lock them in place, all I have to do is just move them to the front a little bit. Not much. And now I've got this nice station. I can put storage stuff in here. Storage stuff in here. I can clamp this in place. I can use this if I wanted to put a pocket hole in one spot for every. I can take this little thing here, and this moves around. This is the measuring distance. So I wanted it right here. I would just put the stop in there, take the piece of wood, put it in here, and it stops right there. So I'm always putting it in the same spot every time. When I'm not using it, I can take it out. I can put in one of these. So this is nice. That does nice stuff. In addition to that, this has got little catches. So these little catches come down in here, and then hold it. Whoops. Hold it up. All my stuff in one nice little spot. The biggest problem I had with the 4s and the 5s, it took too much benchtop space. So I can fold this up. Now, if I do want to attach it to the benchtop, I can. It's very easy. What you do, these have these little things that pop out right there. That little thumb hole for you. These are built in. This is also, you can put a piece of board here. This will support the board. So you don't have the wiggles. It's already built in. But if you wanted to fix this to your workbench, if you look here, hole here, hole here. Screw goes right in there, one of the pocket screws, and now you don't have to worry about clamp. You're there to go. And it takes up so little space though that you can put this in a little area and keep it there all the time. It's ready to work. And then this stuff you can keep in drawers. You can attach that and you need it from the back. It's just a really, really simple way to do a good job with these pocket screws. And pocket screws it's very well thought out. Pocket screws are an excellent way to hold together. Now, personally, like I told you, I like pocket screws plus glue, but you can do stuff if you need to take down furniture. When my daughter went to Virginia Tech, I made her furniture that we use pocket screws. It was easier to carry them up the stairs in pieces and just put the screws in when we got up there. Same way a year later when she left. So they really do good. It's an inexpensive way to do knockdown furniture. However, The more you put that screw in and out, the wider the holes are going to get, so it's going to get sloppy. But for dorms and things like that, it's just dead on perfect. This comes in a kit by itself with what you see here, plus the dust collection, and a clamp. And a clamp is separate. And then the Pro kit has these two, what they call docking station, and the clamp. In addition to that, and I like it just it's quick, it's rapid, and I can just pop through pockets and things like crazy. This is the best dust collection I've ever seen on it. The other ones, the earlier models, it was so flabby that it kept breaking off. I had to replace the cover 2 or 3 times where it snapped because it was such really cheap, and you really had to cram the little tiny little nozzle in there. This one will fit right off the bat. This fits Festool. It fits fine. It fits just about anything. You can see it's tapered. So if it doesn't fit here, you go with this. And well, that's loose. Now, when you press it, remember the taper. Now it's on there nice, and this will fit on any shop vac. So I know I've put this on my 2.5-inch shop vac at home. And I've also used it on my Festool at home. Yep. Kind of, they will get this in here, and it goes either side, doesn't matter. But I've seen people get in here and just really pulling. All you're going to do is just reach right over here, and there it is. Just push it. It pops right up. So yeah, you could put it in the wrong way. Hopefully you won't do that. But this is a little clip that holds it right here, and just push it out. Off you go. Would any of you like to try to use it? You can drill some holes.